Another thing too, because I've talked about this before, how I fucked up our team. Also, I fucked up myself when it comes to improving. When it comes to like, inconsistency, I have that video of inconsistency versus, plateauing. And the problem I was having was being super inconsistent. And basically summed up is because I was learning too many new things and not focusing on mistakes. I've talked about this before in life. You can tell me I told you so because I used to argue with you. People be like, yo, come play Face It, come play Face It. I'm like, why would I play Face It when I can learn more new things watching a demo? I'm like, it's more beneficial to watch a demo, right? Because you get to see, you get to learn more new things. But watching a demo that's learning more new things, that doesn't fix mistakes. And so what I've been doing recently was just not learning anything new because I've learned too many new things. And I've just been playing and focusing on my C game, my weaknesses and my mistakes. And so when I'm playing Face It, when I'm playing Pugs, I got my notebook right in front of me. And every time I do something wrong, or if I have a question about, oh, how should I do that differently? Let's say I was in a clutch and I'm walking up wagon and I get peaked. I'm like, man, I felt awkward. I felt really awkward wagon here, retaking A site. How should I clear these angles out? And then I'll go into a practice server and find an answer. And so that's how you do C game work, and that's how you work on your mistakes, is by playing, right? Watching demos, watching YouTube videos, watching NART videos, my videos, all that stuff. That's really good for learning new things and improving the front end of your game. But you also have to improve the back end of your game and all your weaknesses. And that's something I've been neglecting for fucking years. And I've been recently doing that, and I've become way more consistent and playing at a higher level consistently. I'm no longer having this huge gap between my A game and C game. I've been, increasing my mistakes until it gets closer to what I'm still learning, if that makes sense. So that's something I've been doing, is just watching, instead of going to work to watch team demos and see new tactics, new nades, new this, new that, new that. I've been just playing on my own and then watching those demos back and working on my mistakes. And that's something I feel like a lot of people might do a lot, especially a lot of those utility nerds, because there's a lot of utility nerds that play CS. I definitely was one of them. And they think the solution to mistakes is more new things, but the solution to mistakes is just fixing the mistake and, fixing what you did wrong. Like, we'd be playing on the team and, we lose to like a B rush. And I'm like, oh, that means we need a new setup to counter B rushes. And it'd be constantly new, instead of like just fixing what we already have down. And that's something I've been doing recently, and it's been benefiting like crazy. Yeah, dude, I think I'm almost at like, I'm almost at 900 nades for a refrag total. It's kind of ridiculous. With that in mind too, when it comes to rehearsing nades, that's what I found. This is the best way to rehearse nades, is that just play until you get into a game. And then if you get to a spot and you forget a nade, write it down right after you die that you forgot that nade. And then you have an emotional sting behind it. You're like, fuck, I missed that nade. And I have to go back after the game's over, look at the nade and practice it. And now it'll actually stick in your brain. Because before, I would practice my nades by just going through the list of all the nades I had and just throw. But the way your brain learns is that you only really learn new things if it seems important, if it has importance behind it. So if you lose because of it, now it registers in your brain like, this was important, we need to learn this, and you're not going to forget it ever since. I played a Vertigo game yesterday and I forgot all the off spawn smokes, and I would practice them all the time before, but I never like practiced them because I forgot them. And because I forgot them, I wrote it down, went to the server afterwards, practiced them, and now I haven't forgotten them. Like, they're stuck in my head. So that's a good way to practice your nades, is just play until you get to a spot where you want to use that nade. If you forget it, that's a good time to practice it. Yeah, with that in mind too, yeah, I guess I can talk about that as well when it comes to just like playing Face and focusing on mistakes. Like, a mental thing to help improve with that is to accept the level of skill that you currently are at. Just accept it for what it is. Because I had in my head like, oh my god, I practice so much, yada yada, I should be advanced, I should be ECL. And this just level of thinking that I should be something else that I'm not actually just leads to a slower improvement. I'm trying to prove my level of skill instead of trying to improve it, right? Instead of me trying to just accept everything I'm doing wrong, accept all my mistakes, accept all my weaknesses, I'm trying to prove that they're not weaknesses and prove that I should be this, I should be that. And that's just a waste of time, because you ignore weaknesses, you don't get these problems fixed, and you end up staying at the same level. So if you actually just accept exactly where you are, I'm a 2350 elo player, I'm in main, I don't deserve to be in advanced, I don't deserve to be in ECL, I don't deserve to be 2500 elo, I'm exactly where I need to be. Good. I accepted this. Now let's see how I get higher to a higher rank. Instead of trying to be like, I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be here. Just fucking accept it. Accept it, and that helps you see what you're doing wrong. When you think you should be a higher level, you'll write off things that you're doing wrong. So it's like, oh, the only reason that he won that is because yada yada yada. You write off your mistakes. Like, don't write off your mistakes. Accept exactly where you are and work on everything you're doing wrong. Accept all your mistakes. It doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck there. Accepting it just means accepting it. Accepting it doesn't mean allowing it to stay. Accepting means just you realize it's a thing. and you could work on it.